we're all saying the same thing. We're all really sharing our stories, our experiences, our understanding of non-duality, unity, a whole world, unified reality, and yet expressed in radical diversity and differentiation. And I love the title, Quarks to Love. Well, when I was here 2 years ago, the theme we had was the emergent universe. And what I'd like to share with you today is how that understanding of an emergent universe that emerges from deeper realms of cosmic causation actually lands in this room, lands in our lives, lands in who we are, because we've forgotten that. In many ways, we've forgotten who we really are. So we're here really, it seems to me, to take our steps along that journey of remembering. So this year it's Quarks to Love, but the emergent universe is a universe of love. And even smaller than quarks. There are things smaller than quarks. The actual way our universe emerges is at the most minute level of pixelation that is as small compared to a quark as a quark is to the entire universe. So we have an entire universe that emerges as a gift of love from the cosmos. And what I'd like to share with you today in the time we have, and I just realized I've got my wrong glasses on so I can't read the PowerPoint, is what is emerging, a cosmology of consciousness. But more than that, it is a science of love. It is a science of love that can help us to remind ourselves and re-heart ourselves, truly, that we are all one. And by that I mean we are all one. I'm talking about the entirety of existence is wholeness. So what I'm going to share with you today is the 2 years really that have moved on from when I was here last. And at that time, I just published a book called The Cosmic Hologram. And the Cosmic Hologram sets out on all scales of existence and many fields of research the evidence for this science of love. But we've moved on since, and it's really crucial that we have, because 2 years on, some things have changed and a lot hasn't. And yet, I came here last year with wildfires raging in Northern California. I return again with wildfires raging in California. And after being here, I was invited to go up to wine country, and I went through the fires and the desolation. And my heart hurt for the people and the trees and the animals, but above all, it hurt for Mother Earth. It hurt for Gaia. So what I'm presenting today, what I'm sharing today, is my hope that we can transform our understanding of who we are. And I don't mean just us in this room. We're there, we get it. We can sing the song of love every day in our lives. I'm talking about the many, many people out there that aren't at this place of wholeness and celebrating of diversity. Because it seems to me that unless we do remember that wholeness, unless we heal our collective worldview from its fragmentation to its deepest understanding of unity, then personally I'm not sure we can survive, let alone thrive as a species. And what I want to share today is a story of a universe that literally is created by an infinite and eternal cosmos to both exist and evolve as a unified entity, but is so incredibly, beautifully set up that it literally exists to evolve from simplicity to complexity. A universe that is pervaded by meaning and purpose, pervaded by love, pervaded by potential. And so very briefly to go through, not the evidence, because it's in the book, and I'd be delighted if you come to a book signing after this. But that's what I showed last 2 years ago. What I want to show now is what's coming forward. Because new discoveries are revealing that the energy and matter and space-time of our universe aren't fundamental. What's being held away from our mainstream science is actually the most important thing there is, which is mind and consciousness. Our universe isn't a great thing. It's literally a great thought. A great thought. And the way we're now realizing this is to go deeper than energy and matter and actually go to the causation, the realms of causation from which the appearance of our universe arises. And those realms of causation are cosmic consciousness, cosmic awareness, bless you, unity awareness expressed as information. And we all think we know information, right? Our technologies are based on it. But amazingly, what we're now realizing is that the ones and the zeros of our digitized technologies are actually a universal alphabet. One that's taken 13.8 billion years for us to discover, but one which our universe has embodied from the get-go. From that first moment, not of a big bang, which wasn't big and it wasn't a bang, it was a big breath. It was an exquisitely fine-tuned, beautifully relational, relativity, everything in relationship to everything else. That first moment of the big breath, which is ongoing, embodies information. Not data, but meaningful, purposeful, dynamic, relational, loving information. A love that is so powerful that it can take a baby universe with the simplest of beginnings and 13.8 billion years later arrive at Gaia and us. And I was so glad to hear Meribay talk about red wine, because that's such a great thing that our universe has come up with. Can I hear it, please, for red wine? Yay! Okay. So information is being seen now as the fundamental stuff of our universe. And the other thing that's been realized is that our universe is holographic. Its appearance is not its true reality. It's real, but it's a holographically projected appearance of innate intelligence, a projection that enables our universe to exist and evolve as a unified entity. And physicality is incredibly ephemeral. We sit on chairs, we stand on floors, but when we drill down, it's 99.129s followed by a percentage point, no thingness. It's incredibly ephemeral. And what we're realizing is that no thingness is relational. It is fields, and it's not fields of energy and matter, it's fields of information. And we're also realizing that information is physical. A 2012 experiment deleted one bit of information and released heat. That experiment, I feel, will be looked back on as one of the most important of the last 100 years, because it began to move us from energy and matter and space and time to a deeper emergent reality, a real-ativity that is profoundly interrelated and ultimately unified. But essentially, what is crucial is that evidence at all scales of existence, across many, many fields of research, is showing this. It's as though we had our eyes closed for a long time, And we're now opening them. And we're following where the evidence leads us. And what we're seeing is that the evidence is leading us to dynamic relational patterns of ones and zeros. And just as we take the ones and zeros in our technologies and we combine them, because ones and zeros of themselves, they don't have meaning, just as the letters of our alphabet don't have meaning. But when we bring letters of the alphabet together, they form words and sentences and poetry and songs. So there are 26 letters in the English alphabet. Our universe does better than that. Our universe creates all that we see, all that exists, all that's evolved for nearly 14 billion years from a universal alphabet of just 2 letters, ones and zeros. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yes? Yes? I think so. The other thing is the patterns that we're seeing are at all scales of existence, way smaller than quarks, because we're now going down to the pixelation scale of information. And that's as minute to quarks as quarks to the universe. It's called the Planck Scale. But last year, 2 years ago, around the time actually before I was here, cosmologists discovered the patterning of the cosmic hologram, the underlying pattern that shows our universe is informed and holographically manifest. And they saw it at the largest scale possible. They saw it at the scale of the whole universe. Because a few hundred thousand years after the universe came into being, it became transparent. Before that, it was foggy. It just was acoustically resonant. But 400,000 years in, it became transparent. And when that happened, there was radiation left over that, as our universe expanded, filled all of space. And 2 years ago, cosmologists saw the patterning, the informational holographic patterning within what's called the cosmic microwave background, fills the whole of space. It's showing that truly our universe is informed and holographic. Now, within space-time, nothing goes faster than the speed of light. It's the cosmic speed cop, and that's crucial, because otherwise we wouldn't be here, the flow of time wouldn't be happening, the laws of physics wouldn't work, a few minor things like that. But also, to actually exist and evolve as a unified entity, as the quantum physicists realized, our universe has to be non-locally interconnected. It literally knows itself and exists and evolves as a unified entity. And last year, that non-locality was proven, not just in the laboratory, not just across the world, but literally by non-locally entangling photons of light in the laboratory with starlight 600 light years away, with quasars 12.2 billion light years away. It's showing that our entire universe is non-local. And what that means is synchronicities, yes. Intuition, yes. Supernormal phenomena, yes, whether it's telepathy, precognition, remote viewing. All the things that we've been told by the mainstream scientific paradigm are now shown in this emerging new paradigm to be natural. They are naturally who we are. We can have access to the non-local intelligence of our universe. And I don't have time to go through this, I'm sorry, it's moving on so fast. But by restating the 2 laws of thermodynamics to 2 laws of infodynamics, we can literally see how our universe is created. We can see how we need those 2 laws because they complement each other. The first law of energy matter, information expressed as energy matter, shows how our universe exists. But the second law shows how it evolves. It shows how the entropy, the information content of our universe, increases in every moment and has done so from that first moment of the Big Breath 13.8 billion years ago to now. So by restating these laws of physics as algorithms, as instructions of consciousness, right from the beginning shows our universe has been intelligent and so set up that it literally exists to evolve. Reality as we know it emerges from deeper causative realms of being. And it does so that allows everything we see, everything we experience in this emergent universe to play out. We and our universe are informed and holographically manifest. We are real. But you know what's not real? Separation. Our universe differentiates unity. It differentiates and diversifies unity, but it's never separate. And what also the evidence is showing is that mind and consciousness aren't something we have. They're literally what we and the whole world are. And we have meaning. We are microcosmic co-creators of our universe's urge to evolve. And yet our story has not been that. Our story has been of meaningless, purposelessness, accident, materiality, separation. That is now being turned on its head. And you've seen other presentations from Paul Levy and others this weekend, as well as myself, showing how the nerdy science is showing that. But our stories are what we live by. Our beliefs drive our behaviors. The stories we tell are the stories we live. So unless we, on a collective level, can transform that story of meaninglessness to a story of meaning and purpose and ultimate oneness, perhaps our universe will continue without us. So to end, I'd like to share with you something that's now being molded into a new narrative based on the new science, based on the evidence, based on a science of love. So what I'd invite everybody to do is, I'd love you to just sit in your chairs with your eyes closed and your feet on the floor. And I invite you not to hear this with your heads, but listen to this in your hearts. And this is the evolving story of now, of this moment. Now was born nearly 14 billion years ago. Her mother was the cosmos, the formless, infinite, and eternal wholeness, where neither time nor space nor energy nor matter existed, just the emptiness of immeasurable potential. Then, as a great thought arose in the infinite mind of the cosmos, she chose to birth now as a universe, breathing into being the possibility of singing a song of life. Lovingly, the cosmos sang now songs, holographically informing her universe into being, into form, beginning not in the chaos of a Big Bang, but as an exquisitely fine-tuned and ongoing big breath. The cosmos created now, not only to exist, but to evolve. For now's first 400,000 millennia, the primordial echoes of her song attuned the notes of the first stars and galaxies, singing them into existence. And through long billions of years, now continue to learn and evolve. Great life cycles of stars were born and died, until after nearly 9 billion years, a rich heritage of interstellar dust clouds were ready to birth planets and biological life. One of these planets was called Gaia, circling grandfather's sun and watched over by grandmother moon, blessed by being neither too hot nor too cold, she became a blue planet, abundantly nurtured by water. In her primeval oceans, life thrived, and guided by now's evolutionary impulse, over time, oxygen enriched her atmosphere, and plants were invited to move to the land, and when there, welcomed animals to join them. After so long, now eventually birthed human beings. We're each a community of 60 trillion cells embodying within us ancient stardust and all those who have gone before us. We're able now to discern our heritage. We're the stuff of now and her universe reflecting upon itself. And now is the time to remember this, because we've forgotten. We've forgotten our relationship with all life. We've forgotten that we are part of the incredible evolutionary impulse that drives and invites now and her universe forward. And as we remember this deep truth of who we are, we can remember our loving relationship with now. And we can take our place and live and serve the promised destiny of our conscious evolution alongside now at the unfolding edge of the universe. And so as I invite you to open your eyes, I also invite you to look at the person on each side of you and see them perhaps with new eyes and an open heart, and see them not in any way separate, but as incredible, uniquely differentiated co-creators of now's ongoing story, and to link up and lift up together at this pivotal moment of our human journey and the journey of our universe. Thank you.